So let's try saturating the guitars for even more tone. The decapitator is going to be too much for these, so I'm going to use Sound Toys something.
What's it called?
Radiator.
Decent.
Sewer. Bang it on full input, bring the output down a bit so we can hear full saturation, and then click things a bit. Straight away, as soon as you put it online, you get this huge bloom in the low mids. Cheeky bit of EQ, why not? Pretty easy. Stick it on full, flick the knobs until you find something that sounds good. Use your ears. All that low end hef was nice. I like it. I want to keep it, but maybe it's making them too dark. So I brightened it up a little bit, and then I used the mix knob, dialed it back until they weren't too saturated and too chunky. So that's one way of saturating guitars. Let's find another way. So like the VU comp plugin, the one I used on the compression video, all of these things have different sounds and different tonalities, which is super cool. So let's just put it on full. Sounds horrible, right? Let's dial it back a bit. I like E and P. They're both ranked, but they both sound really cool. So I'm just going to go with E because it's brighter and it's solo and I want it to cut through the mix. Obviously too much, but it does sound pretty good. Let's try seeing what happens if we put it on punish mode. It's going to be brutal, hopefully. Don't think that really counts as saturation. That is just full distortion. Let's see if a little bit of it sounds good. No, essentially, it's too cooked. Let's just start again. On E, dial in something a little bit more subtle, and then try the mix knob. Like I did on the other video, I'm listening for when it breaks up dynamically. I don't want it to be fully distorted all the time and try and blend that in. I want the distortion to be dynamic, the saturation to be dynamic, and then that way it will blend in with the sound better. It'll sound a little bit more natural, even though it's obviously just totally unnatural. That makes it poke out of the mix a lot. And just as an example, let's take off the last two plugins, which the compression one from the compression video and this decapitator for the saturation, and just listen to the difference that it's going to make. There's quite a lot of change there. Maybe that's too much. Maybe I'll get a note from the band saying, hey, like you destroyed our lead guitar tone. Or maybe in the mix, it's not that obvious. Let's say be it in the mix. And that's kind of why I feel like when you're mixing, as much as you can, you need to listen to as many different things as possible at the same time, because 2 dB of 2.5K might sound right on something, but you put it in the mix and it's barely noticeable. What you actually need is like 8 dB. Do you know what I mean? Save yourself time. Always be finishing the mix. Do you know what I mean? Always be finishing it. Maybe not. Who knows?